Down to 3 on the play clock. Toss back to Henry. Looks for the edge. Gets his first down again. Auburn had him, but let him slip free, and it's a first down for Alabama. Lawson and Lambert got back there.
But got a flag on the other side over here. I'm not sure what it is.
Let's see.
Sideline warning against Alabama. That is their first warning.
So it's a nothing penalty.
I'm curious why a flag was thrown on that. Yeah. Why not just come back? I know you get 2 times for a penalty, but why throw the flag? Because it doesn't result in anything. Just come over the PA system and say it instead of throwing a flag.
On the prior play, we had 12 players on defense. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced for the previous spot. First down.
Where's the flag?
They came back, Stan, at the 45, I think, and dropped it. Right at the line of scrimmage, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, regardless, it'll be, he got about 5 yards on the play, so you don't tag it on. You don't add it to the end of the run, do you? I don't think you add it to the end of the run.
How do you add this to the end of the run? And that's exactly what they've done, because the ball was at the 46 of Auburn, and now it's at the 40.
So now it's 1st and 5? Or is it 1st and 10? Well,
it's got to be 1st and 10, but
how do you add it to the end of the run unless they had 12 men out there this particular play?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
All right, 1st and 10 Alabama. They're at the Auburn 40. Play action for Coker. Steps up.
Boy, that's got to be a hold. Are you kidding me?
Now on the run, and Justin Garrett finally rides him out of bounds. And then a flag. Oh my gosh. A flag at the 36-yard line. This is incredible. And he was making a play.
And the officials heard, but that's a bad call. First of all, Carl Lawson was getting mugged. I mean, I thought that was going to be an easy holding call. Carl Lawson literally was getting mugged, and he was just pushed out of bounds. How is that a penalty? An official, once again, an official going to make his mark on this Iron Bowl.
Yep.
And that's just pitiful. Another flag's being thrown on Gus. And that's just pitiful. You know, this game had been fairly consistently officiated, minus the holding call that was just missed right there. But then you're going to have a 30-yard penalty getting Alabama off the hook. And it's just a shame that it goes this way all the time.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
It seems like it never fails that
maybe a sideline warning and not a.
It seems like it never fails. There's always 1 or 2 controversial calls in this game.
Now, there's no doubt Rudy Ford made contact with.
He was falling down.
But he was falling down.
During the dead ball period, we had an unsportsmanlike conduct against the bench of Auburn. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
That's amazing. 30 yards in penalties. And I'm going to tell you something. I have never seen a coach in college football ride officials like Nick Saban does. Yeah. And yet he continuously will never get one, but then Gus Malzahn gets an official for a penalty on unsportsmanlike.
And I can tell you.
Now, challenge me if I'm wrong. Have you ever seen a college coach ride officials like Nick Saban?
Well, I'm not sure I've ever seen a college coach get a penalty. They always let them have their say-so.
I mean, this is detrimental. Warning.
And here's the thing.
This is detrimental because now you're talking about field goal range.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Completely changes the complexion of the game.
It's amazing.
Thanks to the men in stripes.
Officials are not designed to change outcomes. They're designed to officiate the game.
And let me tell you something. I don't know if the penalty was on Gus or whether it was on Will.
You know, I defy you to go back and find an Iron Bowl where Alabama had more penalty yards than Auburn. That's 30 gimme yards in penalties. And yeah, you're right. Officials typically will let a coach have his say. And I guarantee you, I don't know a coach in college football that rides officials more than Nick Saban that doesn't get a penalty yet. Auburn's side gets a 15-yard penalty, which will be a field goal range penalty.
It's a 9-point game thanks to the officials.
Yeah, that's
22-13, 10:04 to go in the fourth. And let me tell you something. These fans, that bench, they have every reason to be upset. But unfortunately, There is not a darn thing you can do about it.
Exactly. There's nothing you can do. And Will Muschamp is in the head of Tom Ritter right now, and he should be, because that is ridiculous. I mean, that is ridiculous. And you know what? They have every right. Be consistent. And I'm going to tell you that needs to be sent to the SEC office, because you give a coaching on the sideline, you give them the leeway to make their point.
Yep, absolutely.
And you don't throw a 15-yard on the first time without a warning.
Basically, they were asking about, with the head linesman, Johnny Crawford, about the holding call or lack thereof on Carl Lawson while the 15-yard penalty was being talked about on the Alabama side. Then another official came in and threw the flag on Auburn's sideline. But Auburn coaches were talking to officials, guys, and the 15-yard penalty came down.
See that? And that 15 now, okay, the hit out of bounds was so-so. It was one of those okay. But then you add another 15. That 15-yard on the bench essentially was the field goal.
Yep.
Because it was a 46-yarder. It would have been a 61-yarder. And so that kind of stuff just can't happen. The inconsistencies.
Well, not at this level. Not in what is supposedly the Premier League in the conference.